Welcome back to Bike Matters. You're back with me, Meave, for yet another top 10. It's a 125cc, but can you guess which? I'll give you a hint. It includes the Aprilia RS125 and Yamaha R125. Of course, it's the sports bike category. It's always been one of the most impressive, both in big bike visuals and in performance. And there are plenty of impressive models on the market. And despite their impressive looks and fun riding styles, all you need is a CBT to get started. With no further delay, we're looking at 10 of the absolute best 125cc sports motorcycles in 2022. So let's get straight into it. First up at number 10, we've got the Lexmoto LXR SE 125. Now, this is a great budget offering from China, although it does receive some fine-tuning specifically for the UK market. Despite the budget price tag, the aggressive sports bike visuals are spot on, and the LXR has already become such a big seller in the UK. The LXR SE was freshly updated last year with a brand new Euro 5 liquid-cooled single-cylinder 4-stroke engine with a 12.5 brake horsepower output. The performance is slightly lower than the class leaders, but it still handles well with a 69 mph top speed. As you would expect, there aren't many high-tech features here, although it does have USD forks and a full-colour TFT screen. Lexmoto have gone with a combined braking system over ABS as well, but the end result is a decent little motorcycle with modern, sporty looks and a very appealing starting price of just £3,299.99, making it one of the most affordable options here today. Next up is Lexmoto's newest sports offering, the LXS 125. The LXS shares the same 4-stroke single-cylinder engine as the LXR, but actually has an extra couple of horses squeezed out of it to reach 13.8 brake horsepower. It's also 12 kilograms lighter, which should combine to give it slightly improved performance all round. It still won't quite match the premium models here, but it should just reach about 70 mph, and for less than $3,000, it's a real alternative. It's missing the USD forks and full colour display of the LXR SE, but it has its own unique sporty aesthetics and a touch more power. With a starting price of £2,999.99, it's definitely another budget option well worth considering. The Sinnis GPX 125 is a budget Chinese model that's brand new for 2022. And it's not only aiming to take some of Lexmoto's share of the market as a slightly more aggressive alternative to the LXR, but it's also taking the number 8 spot today. The GPX has a much purer super sport riding position than some of the others here too, which may or may not be your thing, depending on whether you're after a more authentic, risk-aching ride or something a bit more relaxed. The aggressive design matches the ride position and certainly doesn't look budget either. Having ridden the Sinnis terrain on a road test last year, an Adventure 125 with the same engine, make sure you give that road test review a watch next. BikeMatters Roger was impressed by how polished and easy to ride it felt, so we're expecting more of the same here. The only weakness is going to be the weight of the bike. At 150 kg, the 12.7 brake horsepower engine will reach 60 mph easily enough, but won't compete with the premium models on the list. Having said that, it only costs £3,399, which is going to be the real selling point here. Up next at number 7, we have a bit of a wild card, as this bike actually went out of production back in 2019 and can now only be found on the used market. It's of course the Honda CBR 125R. It was hugely popular during its run, and despite being a little dated compared to some of the newest models, it still holds up extremely well. Firstly, it's a Honda, so the build quality is excellent, and it's easy to find used models in great condition. It doesn't quite have the big bike style of the modern sport 125s, but it still looks pretty good, and the 13 brake horsepower engine can easily maintain 60 mph speeds and achieve an 88 miles per gallon average. Fortunately, these bikes are still in plentiful supply, and you can find a low mileage CBR 125R for as little as $1,500 to $2,000. Number 6 sees possibly the most unique bike on this list. Offering sports bike performance and handling with a beautiful vintage style, welcome the FB Mondial Pagani 1948. The 1948 is a combination of Mondial design, Piaggio technology and Chinese manufacturer. Don't let the Chinese production put you off though. The unmistakable Italian DNA is all over this model, and it even packs an Aprilia-based engine. Speaking of the engine, the single cylinder puts out 13.5 brake horsepower, which is just a shade under the top models in the category. Again, don't be fooled. Thanks to a super light 133 kg curb weight, this 125 can compete with the best of them and reaches speeds of up to 76 miles per hour. Once again, there are no high-tech features here, although that's fitting with the retro design. The 1948 uses a combined braking system over ABS too. The end result though is a drop-dead gorgeous motorcycle with a very competitive performance and a highly appealing price tag of £3,599. As we've just hit halfway, I want to use this opportunity to give a quick shout out to Lexham Insurance. They provide the power for us at BikeMatters, and they are two-wheel insurance specialists. So if you are looking for a quote and are based in the UK, click the top right hand corner now, as they are offering a £20 discount for all BikeMatters viewers. Don't forget that if you've enjoyed the video so far, to give us a like and make sure to let us know your favourite 125cc sports bike in the comments below. Now let's get back to it. Marking the halfway point, and after a lengthy absence from the 125cc market, Kawasaki finally returned in 2019 and brought the iconic Ninja name with them. Similar to Suzuki, Kawasaki have focused on making a minimalistic but high quality motorcycle and avoided any fancy add-ons and rider aids, although they have included ABS. What they do have is a full-size steel trellis frame and a 14.7 brake horsepower single-cylinder engine that can compete with the best 125s on the market. The Ninja 125 also has a great visual design with that classic Kawasaki green and black colour scheme that looks absolutely fire. By focusing on the basics, Kawasaki have managed a very competitive entry price of £4,199, which makes it an attractive option in a very stacked category. At number 4, KTM's RC125 has just had a major overhaul for 2022. This includes a beautiful new look and mechanical improvements in almost every area. The RC still shares its basic components with the excellent 125 Duke, including a 15 brake horsepower Euro 5 engine, WP Apex upside down forks and monoshock, and Bosch ABS. One of the key updates is the addition of a new lightweight frame, wheel rims and Baibu brakes, which have all helped to get the final weight down to 104 kg. Along with the improved ergonomics, this is going to be one of the fastest 125s on the market, and the new MotoGP inspired bodywork looks outstanding too. On top of the performance improvements, there have been a few tweaks to the practicality of the bike as well. The clip-on bars are now adjustable and can be raised a little for more comfortable day-to-day riding, and the fuel tank has been increased to up to 13 litres to help cover more distance between fill-ups. The new KTM RC125 starts at £5,049, which makes it the most expensive on the list today. Aprilia's RS125 was released back in 1992 and revolutionised the 125cc category. 30 years later, the legend is still going strong and continues its long history of being one of the best A1 motorcycles money can buy. So you won't be too surprised to see it taking the number 3 spot. It seems now that many manufacturers try to make their 125cc models look like their larger counterparts and retain the essence of the brand, despite being lower in power. When it comes to the Aprilia RS, it is perhaps the most impressive on that score. Line it up alongside its larger sibling, the RSV, and the styling is near identical. Aprilia aren't just going for looks though, they've put a huge emphasis on ergonomics handling, as well as their latest 125cc engine that produces the max allowable 15 brake horsepower. This motorcycle is also capable of speeds up to 80 miles per hour, assuming you have a long enough runway to get you there though. The GSX-R125 was a very welcome addition to the low capacity ranks when it was released in 2017, and Suzuki have continued to update and refine the model, and this includes a fresh Euro 5 version for 2022. Suzuki have opted to avoid most of the modern rider aids and extra tech, and instead focus more on the engine and ride quality. In fact, there isn't really anything to speak of in the way of features aside from keyless ignition and Bosch ABS, and that has helped to keep the price down compared to some of its rivals. What it does have though is a brand new Euro 5 engine with fuel injection and a 14.7 brake horsepower output. Weighing in at just 134 kg, the GSX-R125 boasts the best power to weight ratio in the category, and that means outstanding acceleration and all-round performance. That's just one of the reasons why it had to take the number 2 spot today. Despite the MotoGP styling and aggressive power, when ridden sensibly, the GSX-R125 can achieve an impressive 122 miles per gallon, which means it can still be an economical machine if you want it to be. The GSX-R125 starts at £4,699 and is another great addition to the list. Finishing the list with one of the best, Yamaha currently produce some of the finest 125cc motorcycles, and the R125 is no exception. The latest model comes with a selection of cutting-edge features, including an assist and slipper clutch and Yamaha's VVA system. The full-size frame, 825mm seat height, and fat 140mm rear tyre all give it an authentic big bike feel, but the crown jewel of Yamaha's 125cc technology is actually the engine itself. A liquid-cooled Euro 5 compliant 4-stroke puts out the maximum allowable 15 brake horsepower for CBT riders. The R125 looks, feels and rides like a big bike and has a huge amount of refinement, and it starts at £5,000. That's why it had to be number 1 today. So there we have it. The Yamaha R125 takes the crown on today's top 10 125cc sports bike list. Do you agree with our decision, or do you have a more worthy winner? You'll have to let us know in the comments below. Before you go, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and get subscribed if you haven't already. For now though, I'll see you on the next one.